Hello, my fellow Milan viewers, and welcome on today's episode. On today's episode, we will be answering this GCE 2025 question 5, comma 1. The question is, it is known that 90% of the seeds planted by a farmer will germinate. If 8 seeds are sown, find to 4 decimal places the probability that A, 3 seeds will not germinate, B, at least 7 seeds will germinate. So when you read this question, you will notice that the question is under binomial distribution. Now, what is binomial distribution? Binomial distribution is simply a technique that is used in determining the probability of the number of successes or failures of an event. And this type of distribution is discrete, meaning that x can only take whole number values or integers. And this type of distribution also has just two outcomes. It is either a success or a failure. Now, coming back to the question has said that 90% of the seeds planted by a farmer will germinate. So this 90% here indicates or represents the probability of success, which is what? P. P here is 90%, which is the same as 0.9. Now, from the probability of success, we can obtain the probability of failure, which is Q. And there is a relationship between P and Q, which is 1 minus P gives Q. So Q is equal to 1 minus P. So this is equal to 1 minus 0.9, which is equal to 0.1. Now, how many seeds have been planted by the farmer? 8 seeds. So it shows that our n in this case is equal to 8. Now, when you've obtained these different values, that is the value of P, the value of Q, and the value of N, you now need to remember this formula under binomial distribution, which is probability of X equal to small x is given by N combination X dot P raised to the power X dot Q raised to the power N minus X. So this is the probability of X is equal to X. So whenever you are asked to determine the probability of success, you simply use this equation or this formula, where N here is 8, S here is the number of seeds that will germinate, then P here is the probability of success, Q here is the probability of failure. Now coming to the A part of the question, the A part of the question has asked us to calculate the probability that 3 seeds will not germinate. Remember, the farmer has planted or has sown 8 seeds. So if 3 seeds are not going to germinate, it means that out of the 8 seeds that the farmer has planted, 5 of these seeds are going to germinate. So this A part is indirectly asking you to determine the probability that 5 seeds will germinate. That is P of X is equal to 5. This is equal to, our N is what? 8 combination 5 dot, our P is what? 0.9 raised to the power 5 dot, our Q is 0.1 raised to the power 8 minus 5. So, like I said, the A part has said that let us determine the probability that 3 seeds will not germinate. And remember that the farmer has planted or has sown 8 seeds. So if 3 seeds are not going to germinate, it means that out of the 8 seeds that the farmer has planted, 5 of the seeds are going to germinate. So this A part is indirectly asking you to determine the probability that 5 seeds will germinate. And this is how you are going to calculate it. You just need to substitute these different values of N, X, P, and Q in here. And when you simplify this, you are going to obtain 0.0331. 0.0331 to 4 decimal places as the question asked. So this is how we obtain the probability of 3 seeds will not germinate. If the A part of the question has been understood, let us move to the B part of the question. At least 7 seeds will germinate. So probability of X is greater than or equal to 7. Probability of X is greater than or equal to 7. At least in mathematics simply means greater than or equal to. So that is why we use this greater than or equal to represent this at least. So it shows that out of the 8 seeds that the farmer has planted, at least 7 of the seeds will germinate. So greater than or equal to 7 simply means maybe just 7 seeds will germinate, or maybe all of the 8 seeds that the farmer planted will germinate. So this probability is given by probability of x is equals to 7 plus probability of x is equals to 8. Hope this part is understood. At least, which is greater than or equal to 7, simply means that out of the 8 seeds that the farmer has sown, either 7 of the seeds will germinate, or all of the 8 seeds that the farmer has planted will germinate. So we now need to calculate this probability using the same formula, which is 8 combination 7 dot 0.9 raised to the 7 dot 0.1 raised to the 1. This gives us the probability of x is equals to 7 plus 8 combination 8 dot 0.9 raised to the 8 dot 0.1 raised to the 0. Since it's 8 minus 8, here this one is because we have 8 minus 7. Now, when you sum these two values, you are going to obtain 0.8138. So this is how you obtain the probability that at least 7 seeds out of the 8 seeds that the farmer has sown will germinate. So this is how you tackle questions under binomial distribution. What you need to take note of is that there is a relationship between the probability of success and failure, which is when we sum those two probabilities, we must have 1, and this formula, which is the formula used to calculate the probability of obtaining x number of successes. So P of x is equals to x is given by n combination x times P raised to the x times Q raised to the n minus x, where P here is the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure, n here is the number of times that we are going to carry out that event. In this case, since the farmer has planted 8 seeds, our n here is 8. Okay, if you love this video, please help me and share so that they can get to many students as possible. And if this is your first time coming across any of my videos, please do not hesitate to either subscribe or follow me, so that whenever I upload videos like this one, you will be notified. And thank you for watching. Stay blessed.